We're back. Banks versus Davis. 2000s is over, so it's back to the regular news of the week. Thanks. What's going on with you?
Just the intro.
Once again, thank you to Troy Cameron for the intro music. He has a new project dropping soon, which I'm looking forward to. You can find that out. You can find that wherever music drops: Apple Music, Spotify. What else do people listen to music on besides?
Y'all could buy it on Bandcamp for $444. I think that's how much he's selling it for.
So again, shouts to him. Thank you as always, and thank y'all for watching. We're live, like we're every Sunday. We're live twice. Last Sunday we did again the news, the BVD news report, because there was a lot to talk about last week, like there is this week. That went on our Patreon, so go over there. Banks versus Davis Patreon. Banks just watched the Super Mario Brothers movie from the 90s, but apparently you didn't watch all of it.
Yeah, because the version I found, because I swear it was on YouTube like a couple of years ago when I checked for it. Obviously, because they didn't make a dime off of it. Used a lot of Goombas, but it couldn't draw a dollar. And the thing is about that movie too, it's like it's a weird movie now that I'm older. But no, I tried to watch the version that was on YouTube, which is like 30 minutes cut. But the cuts, the edits are extreme. So it's that, and then it's like the exterior shots, a lot of those have some type of weird filter on it. And I was like, yo, what the fuck am I watching?
This kind of sounds like something we'll be talking about a little bit later. But that's on our Patreon, and we just did our 2000s music video watch along. We each picked 10 music videos, kind of reviewed those, commentated on them, some classics, some I'd never seen before. So again, head over there. That was our DLC to our episode last week when we broke down why I hate Paramore, why Banks hates me for not knowing what mint condition is. A whole bunch. Again, it was a chaotic time. Again, pancake batter is how we ended the show.
Can we not? I don't want to hear that shit ever again, please.
Why?
It makes me uncomfortable.
Why?
Because it makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, it makes you, of all people, Mr. Then I want the nose, that ass, Mr. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like I ain't gonna never say I spew pancake batter on a woman. I just think that sounds grotesque. It's other words you can use, like love potion.
Yeah, it's what Robert Chappelle said about like the Care Bears, they would shoot love out of their chest, but I have shot love onto someone's chest. Like,
let's move on. Y'all some nasty individuals.
What? Well, speaking. Well, last night you got to talk to your favorite person in the world. You want to talk about that for a couple minutes?
Oh, shouts out to Big Mike. I was like, huh? But nah, the time differentiation. So differentiation. So I was like, all right, what? Nah, yeah, shouts out to Big Mike. I'm gonna talk
trying to sell you on moving here.
I wouldn't know what to do in Minnesota, but at the same time, no matter where I'm at, I don't know what to do when I'm there. Yeah. So it's like, as long as you got a gym, I'm pretty much good in any city. As long as you got a gym.
I mean, my apartment has the workout room, but the gym is to get like 5 minutes away, like an actual. It's called Stay Fit. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, as long as it's a gym in your city and some food, I'm pretty much good. I don't do too much. I think people try to have this illusion of grandeur about Banks's life. Like, Banks is a very simplistic person. As y'all see, if you follow me on social media platforms, don't follow me, but if you do, All I fucking do is record. I talk about video games. That's it. Work out, eat, go to sleep, drink, go to sleep, work, wake up, work, headshot, work. That's it.
All right. We have a lot of news. What do you think was the number one news or number one thing that dropped this week that you want to talk about first? Because we have like a lot of topics. You want to get it started right away?
It's a segue. And then this is the most talked about thing. Like it overlaps the Wakanda Forever trailer. I know Chris Pratt is happy. Y'all want me to lie to y'all or not this morning?
Oh, gosh damn it. Speak on all right, because this
why is he allowed to do the voice?
Well, it doesn't. Well, first of all right, I didn't even know that was Jack Black as Bowser. So like, let's not like hype up Jack Black being great as Bowser. It's like, yeah, because the motherfucker looks like he would be a Bowser in real life. Like, let's calm the fuck down.
What does that mean?
Look at him.
Don't talk about that man like that. Come on.
Listen, I have said before, I like Jack Black at first, but much like everyone, it got too much after a while. I never watched Tenacious D, so I don't have that like piece of nostalgia tied to me. But again, I liked him in School of Rock. He's great in that, and he's great as Poe in Kung Fu Panda. And he's great in Tropic Thunder, where he basically does like Chris Farley and a Chris Farley impression.
Jumanji.
No, see that's the thing. Like I don't like again because I ain't fucking with those movies, and we'll get to that man at the end of the show again. That fucking fraud.
Hey, can we just like lead?
No, because he won't leave me alone.
No, but you know it's promotion time. Just like block him. Like I did.
He promotes shit. He promotes every goddamn day, whether it's his bullshit about the fucking people.
Wait, real quick. Bullshit. You said something. Say that again. That might be title of this episode. No, it ain't. No, what
how would you want to say that and then you got mad about?
No, say what you just said about. It's a key word in there. It's called promotion. The biggest actor on the planet. His whole
thing is promotion.
No. I understand what you're saying, but let me bring it to our realm. Promotion. The biggest fucking actor on the planet. What does he do every single day, even if we hate it? Promotion. Keep going. I won't get in depth as to what I mean, but you have to promote your shit. Go ahead.
But what I was saying, Jack Black, the shtick of him doing, I know he is also like a rock star too, again with Tenacious D and all that, but it became what Jason Momoa kind of took this from him with the whole persona, like everything's like rock and roll, like it just got tiring after a while. And a lot of his other movies, I never really cared, especially when like they were coming out. What else did he have? Like, I was too old for like Gulliver's Travels. And then he kind of took a break for a while too. But yeah, it was just, I ain't gonna be mad at him for cashing those easy checks with Jumanji and the Kung Fu Panda sequels. But his act got tiring after School of Rock and the first Kung Fu Panda to me. I like saying Tropic Thunder because he had those in the same summer. And School of Rock is kind of like his best performance because he's able to play that kind-hearted guy who's, again, kind of a doofus. And it worked out perfectly. And he rode that wave for a few years. Again, he hosted the Kids' Choice Awards multiple times, I think, because he has that, like, friendly guy demeanor. But him as Bowser, yeah, it makes sense. Just like he would kind of just has that energy. I think of being the whole like, like what's he say like when he grabs the star? Like,
well, somebody actually put explicit words, which he didn't say. This is a kids movie. Can we just kind of keep certain stuff innocent, people?
No, Banks, because people,
everybody want to be dark these days.
No, it's well, yeah. I mean, look at we shouldn't make jokes about Jeffrey Dahmer, but then how many people got Jeffrey Dahmer memes? See?
Yeah, that shit. I don't even want to touch that.
No, but that's what we say every week about the internet and Twitter and all that. And like, what did I send you the other day about Training Day? You see this? It's 90% bullshit, but I read it because it's entertaining. Like,
The internet is well, the internet isn't real, but social media is not a real thing. But let me not start my shtick.
But I mean, the trailer actually looks good. Like visually, it looks like they spent all the animation money ever. It's made by Illumination, who does all the Minion movies.
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing too, like, it's just a video game. Like, did
Okay, here we go.
we need it?
Here we go. Now go ahead, get your shit off so I can start.
Because I did think the bit about like them throwing the snowballs was pretty funny. Like the whole like aim fire, and it's just like, and then he just again spits fire, and they literally like are dead. And like that again, they see that's how bad they knew this Chris Pratt thing was going to be. They spent the first minute 30 on Bowser, like this small scene in the movie, just so, like when we finally hear Chris Pratt's voice, and we all knew because everyone hated his casting announcement that we were all going to shit on it. So that's why him being like, "What's going on?" Like, but not even really like, "But mama," he didn't even go full over the top like you should. So that's what's even worse is like go over the top.
It's a trailer.
No,
and the
it's
thing
like,
is, how much dialogue is he actually going to have in the movie? Is the question. He shouldn't have a ton anyway, because Mario has catchphrases.
That's what I'm saying. Like, then we don't need a movie, or just get the video game people.
Dog is the video game person I think passed away, unfortunately. But then it's one of those things where once again, I think Shigeru Miyamoto actually did the voice, the creator of all these legendary movies. I can't wait when we get the Zelda movie. Y'all gonna be mad at me because I'm cutting Men of Valor type promos when that come out.
Well, you were hyped for the speak on it. Why were you hyped about this?
Because whoever here in the chat, please, you don't have to put your thumbs up because that's the whole Roman Reigns thing. Even though Paul Heyman is shaped like Super Mario, just for all of us, I know Van plays video games. For everybody, I mean, Ron play video games. For everybody that's in the chat or watching this in the future, we grew up playing Super Mario in some iteration. It's the pro wrestling of our life. Even Ken probably plays Super Mario. It's like that franchise is damn near 40 years old. All right. So you've had it in some type of iteration. Me,
Yeah,
I had
Kart, Super Mario Party.
You had to have. There you go. Thank you, other Zell. Just put the mushrooms in there, and mushrooms are good.
No.
But that's a different podcast for a different topic.
No. Yeah, you know what?
I want you to take some shrimp. I don't know if I can say that on here. Yeah, I can. I'm gonna get you some.
I ain't taking them shits.
It'll change your life. Trust me. It did.
I ain't taking them shits.
All right. So
I will murder you with a rock.
What if you get tall like Mario after you take them shrooms?
What are you trying to say? That I'm short?
Well, you could play Super Mario in real life. Yeah, you got all that damn red on. You got the Mickey Mouse tattoos. That's it. But we all grew up playing. The first one I had was Super Mario World 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2. The first one I had. But then it grew from that to going to the fucking Super NES. Well, that was on Super NES. And then to the GameCube till now we all the way in Switch. You have had Mario Party games, Mario Kart. You've had him in your life. So basically all this came about was, what if we just gave him a story? You feel me? That's all it is. And once again, this for the kids. Like, this for the kids. That's why certain things I get upset about. It's like, it's for them, man.
True. Again, it's made by the people that make Minions. So that's why I'm not saying they shouldn't have had to have made the movie. It makes sense. Again, like, and at least they did it animation, not like let's cast actors and like let's not actually cast Chris Pratt to be live action Mario. Even though they try to mimic that with like Charlie Day being Luigi and Anya Taylor-Joy being Princess Peach. Like I said, Jack Black totally like would have put on the prosthetics to be Bowser. And I don't know who's Toad. Let me look that up real quick because that's I'm like, whose voice is this? Because when Toad showed up, that was the best moment of the trailer. It's like, don't touch that one. Okay, never mind. That's when you can touch. Like,
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, let me see. I think it's I don't see it. Oh yeah, and they got Donkey Kong. Oh, it's Michael Key.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm like, who? I couldn't really tell. And yeah, the other thing that wasn't revealed in the trailer, at least, was that Seth Rogen's playing Donkey Kong, which is again good casting.
Oh yeah, this is the man that originally played him. I won't put it on the screen, but he's actually alive. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've been to the
Charles
chat. Martinet.
Martinet. Guess where he from? We just talked about last night. The phones are tapped.
San Jose.
There you
go.
What a big. No, we can't talk about that.
April 7th, 2023 is when it drops. Are you seeing this in theater?
Absolutely. I gotta. Depending on who I'm with. I can't be in the theater by myself. Yeah, that's just weird.
What's wrong with you? And like,
no, not with animation movies. I don't know about that one, brother. Animation movies, I wouldn't watch. I watch movies by myself all the time. All the time. I do everything by myself. Phrasing. I just with animation movies and his kids, I don't think a grown man need to be there. And it's probably not as weird as I'm making it to be.
Yeah, you're the one making it weird. Just like how you said I can't go see the Barbie movie by myself because
I'm definitely not seeing that by myself. That won't fly. Yeah, that's just different, brother. Can't do that. Can't do it. Won't do it. What Coach Shanahan said, what I just said, can't do it. Won't do it.
But I'm not really looking forward to this, to be honest.
Because you don't like fun. That's another
I'm not a fucking child. Yeah, like
you gotta have an inner child, bro.
I do. I watch wrestling.
So what's the problem with this when it's all around the same marquee as to when everybody became a fan of it being in the 80s? More so, it's gonna be people around 50 watching this, Pop's age, my age. Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 generations gonna watch this.
No. First of all, the old people don't go to the movie theaters anymore.
You sure?
Yeah.
How do we? They the only ones that's probably keeping the movie business afloat. What are you talking about?
Not to go see fucking the Mario movie.
How do we know the movie ain't out yet? They might go see it. It's okay. So I'm pissed I wasn't there. New York Comic Con just happened, right?
Yeah.
It's the LA Comic Con is coming out. I don't know if I'm gonna be out here for that one in December. It used to be in November. I worked it a couple times, but these Comic Cons, you have older people that do cosplay a lot, and more times than not, it's video games instead of anime. The thing is with the anime, if you're an older person that watch anime, you deep into anime. Like if you gonna watch a Mario movie, like we got people that are who think. Oh no, I'm sorry, this threw me off. He probably did want to go see Avatar. He gonna go see Avatar over this goddamn movie. And usually, you know what I mean, the crowd never throws me off, but the crowd throw me off right now because I just seen that. The Avatar movie. Wait a minute. Would you rather see the new Avatar movie or the new Super Mario?
Oh, now you're a real piece of shit by asking me that.
Come on, Chucky, do it. Do it. Deer Hunter reference. I can't reenact the whole thing.
That's not really fair because one's a lot sooner.
No, it's not fair because you're copping out and you a smart man.
I would probably, I'd say I'd rather see because I did like that bit with what are the penguins?
Those are new characters I'm not familiar with.
Oh, they're okay.
Yeah. No, not new for the movie, but in the new like generation Mario.
No, that's what I mean. So I'd rather probably see because again I did like that whole opening scene. And then again, like Keegan-Michael Key is Toad. I'd rather see because of that. Yeah,
and Avatar is gonna make its money. Avatar is gonna make.
And again, I'm just not fucking with that at not a fucking second. But yeah. And it's not really about me like hating kids movies. There are some kids movies I kind of wanted to see, but like when like a few years ago I watched Moana, I watched
really?
Coco.
You watched that?
Yeah, I was with someone.
No, but see, it goes back to that. You feel me? It goes back to that. It goes back to you watch.
That's because the women don't want to see the movies I drag them to see.
Exactly, because they like fun. So you go see the Super Mario movies with a woman. You don't take you don't take anybody to see Avatar. I don't know who the fuck you go see Avatar.
Again, am I going to see that myself? So
that's what I'm saying. It's like, dog, I don't even want to see a can rip of that movie.
Well, what would be the point?
I don't like the 3. We talked about this before.
No, I'm saying like a cam rip of that, like just like you're really just doing a disservice to yourself.
And I don't care visually how it look. It's the story. This is coming from somebody that still plays PS1 games.
What's going to be
I
the
care about the
story of
story.
Super Mario? The woman gets kidnapped. He has to get her back, right?
Yes, but they can make this interesting in that way because it's the old school concept. It's Romeo and Juliet. It's the same thing we've been saying since the Renaissance.
And so is the same thing about an Avatar is basically in Dances with Wolves. It's the white oppressors come to take over the natives' country.
Yeah, but I like Django because he actually shoot them.
That's what Avatar. That's again the white man.
No, it
taught
was
them how to
one.
fight back. No, I'm saying in Avatar, it's like the white man has to. Again, it's the white savior movie because the white man has to become one of them to fight back. And what made Django so good is again like he's the one who's like, no, I'm going to kill all of them. Like he shoots.
So
a
you're
gun
saying
and
Django and Avatar should have a crossover?
No, hell no, no.
I'm about to start doing the Scary Movie 3 thing. So you saying that if they put Django in Avatar,
no.
See, even others else said he gonna do it, but I agree with Davis on this one. It don't look right. like visually, it just on the camera, it's gonna look like, and then it's underwater. If y'all ever seen camera movies and it take place, like I seen Aquaman, lightning. I seen Aquaman on camera.
All right, you stop it. Stop it. I'm getting sick and tired of this shit. Stop it.
Just hey,
grow the fuck up.
I love the fishes too, especially you. But when you watch camera movies underwater, that shit it may get you motion sickness or something. And it looks dark.
What did you confuse motion sickness with epilepsy yesterday?
Yeah, it just gets you. Let me just say this: I don't feel well, Mr. Stark. I don't feel well when I watch those type of movies that take.
Do you actually get seasick in real life?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm scared of the ocean. The only thing I'm scared of.
No, it's okay to be scared of the ocean. I'm with you on that.
I'm petrified. The only thing I'm scared of in life is the ocean. I'm petrified of the ocean.
I mean, I'm scared of lakes. That's why I don't trust any open body of water. I got to know the surface is like 8 feet beneath me, and that's the most. Like I ain't getting in where I can actually sink.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't do it. Don't go to that lake in Atlanta too. It's a lake. So Atlanta season 3, episode 1.
Oh, that lake, yeah, the haunted one with the whole town that was underneath.
Yeah, that's.
I haven't watched this season of Atlanta yet, but I saw you became Big Show Banks again with your Zazie Beats takes.
Wait, what did I ever say something bad about her?
I think I was saying when all those reports came about her not showering and looking.
No, I swear on everything I love, I said I don't care. I know I said I didn't care.
Okay. I know Big Team was doing the 180 that I had said from day one. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah, no, I know.
Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem.
I say a lot of shit on a daily basis, and 98% of it I remember. I know I said I don't give a damn. There's no way I didn't say I didn't give a damn. I don't care. I gotta get that job.
But I know that was the thing I was talking about. Again, I haven't seen that episode, but everyone was like, "She may stink, but god damn it!" Like,
yeah, bro. Like, hey, man, this ain't the podcast for that. Just understand, they all got some type of stink to them.
All right, so
mentally,
you're only are you hyped for this because it actually looks good or just nostalgia?
It looks good in nostalgia.
Okay.
See how it works. I'm very simplistic. I get straight to the point about things.
Yeah. And I wasn't.
It look good.
I wasn't surprised. Were you surprised that I would be like, no, thanks.
No, it's just this ain't your thing. You feel me? Like I know you by now. This ain't your thing, and just because it's really for the nostalgia, it's for the older people that grew up on Mario. Like, damn, we get to see an animated Mario movie.
Yeah. I mean, again, like it's about time they did it too. I mean, they probably could have done this sometime in the.
I think it's because of the Super Mario movies. Like they didn't make a ton of money, but they was like, "Oh, it's a market for this." The Sonic movies. I'm sorry, Sonic movies.
Oh, okay. I was like,
yeah, no, not the old movie. I'm sure it's the Sonic movie. They said, "Oh shit, it's a market for this, so we can actually put something out." I don't know now with Mario because he's first biggest character or the biggest video game character in history, and then Sonic. If I'm not mistaken, it goes Sonic 2 because of Sega Genesis. But with Mario, I think it's like it's way more merchandise you can sell because it's all these characters. It's not live action, obviously, like we just said, and it's just like it appeases the eye. And then once again, it's fun to make. It's funny to make fun of Italians. Like everybody start hitting the memes. I'm not mad at that because it's fun, but everybody started.
There was
the
that
memes.
great meme about Vito Corleone playing with his grandson.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a ton of Italian jokes when that comes out.
Watch you marry an Italian woman when you head back to New York. You.
I prefer not
Thanks
to be called
Jungle
Mooly,
Fever
but
too.
Nah, I don't want to be called Mooly. I'll be all right. I got enough problems in my life. I don't want to deal with that. Hey, they make the waffle color Moolies now.
You and Francesca.
First of all, if she says she Italian, she probably Puerto Rican in this day and age. That's number one. Ain't got but 2 Italians left in New York. And
that's because they're all in Gotham City's New York.
Well, one of them is probably still in the comment section, then the other one just thinks you fake. So, not personality wise, he think you not. He think you're illusion. So that's the only 2 Italians I know. Ben and
maybe personality wise, he could be on something there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You might be illusion of us. I wish Sparks was watching this so I could tell him. Well, he might be. Davis is not an illusion, but he said he wants to keep up the gimmick. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time. We spent way too much time on this for a movie. I'm not. There's all the movies announced this week. Again, the Spawn movie, not excited about at all. Especially with the announcement of the screenwriters, the guy who wrote Joker, which was like, nope. And then the guy who wrote The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, who's the writer for Captain America: New World Order, another nope. And then the third writer is a guy who made a music documentary. So it's like, again.
And I'm like, why y'all need 3 writers?
That's again, and Todd McFarlane backed out as being a writer. So this whole thing is a shit.
That's show. The studio. That's what I'm saying. So what he probably did, Todd, you sold out. You
read that holiday Jesus Christ, Hollywood Reporter article.
It's early in the morning, brother, on Sunday.
And he had said he had initially wanted to write and direct it, and it's supposed to be a smaller feature. We've talked about this numerous times in the last 2 years because this is a project you've looked forward to a lot, given the source material. And how Jamie Foxx was attached to star. Jamie Renner was supposed to be in a supporting role. And it seemed like it was probably going to be Venom, where I bet like there wasn't going to be much actual Spawn until like the climactic, finale of the movie. I think he was going to try to make it like on a real small budget. And now he said the studios was actually into it, willing to put money into it. And who knows, again, if that's because the success of Venom, Joker, these other kind of like R-rated, more adult superhero movies, Deadpool.
It's that right? And the Star is still a draw. Even if it's just streaming services, he's still a draw.
And we'll wait and see because who knows if he'll even be the star of this movie. He's still
attached, but not to cut you off, I apologize. He's still attached, but people got to remember this man is also about to be 55 years old. Like I don't know, you can't keep waiting to do these movies. God, God forbid something happened to him. I'll be fucking devastated. But it's just the fact that you are waiting to do these movies or this movie and then the Mike Tyson TV show. It's like, dog, he's not a spring.
That's why I think he's backing out, to be honest. I think.
He said he's still, the studio said he's still with it.
Yeah, but when it'll probably be.
Because the Mike Tyson show, it's no telling
that's
how
not
far
happening.
along.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, at this point, I gave up on that. Shit, probably 2 years ago, but
after the Hulu show was announced, it was like, yeah, that other show's not being made. Because why would you do, even if you wait 2 years to be like, we have another TV show about Mike Tyson, it's like, but you just did this one. It's like, what's really the point? And I think they only did that one because they knew they couldn't wait on Jamie Foxx and Scorsese and Antoine Fuqua and Terrence Winter forever.
That's what I'm saying.
So they rushed a shittier version, and no offense to Trevante Rhodes, and I think Harvey Keitel's in it, Laura Harrier's in it as well. But it just looks horrible. Again, they try to do like the I, Tonya, Pam and Tommy route where it looks where it's supposed to be that like fake documentary feel to it, but it just looks like a mess from what I've seen. And it's just trailers. You actually watched a few episodes, right?
No, sir. I watched literally 2 minutes and I turned that shit off. And I promise y'all, I'm not lying. I said that was enough. When I seen the fake Evander Holyfield, I said, yep, let's turn it off.
But with Todd McFarlane knowing like him as a first time director, like this is the move. It's smart of him, but to back out as the writer shows that the studio is going to have control of this movie for, I think, for worse instead of better, because and he is the creator. It's his own creation, and to pass off to again the guy who did Joker is just.
That's what I said. I'm like, dog. I told you immediately. I said, bro, I don't want to watch this incel ass shit.
I haven't seen it, but it's literally just like they made Joker up to be. Again, it's an homage to a Scorsese movie that they were like, but he's the Joker. But that's the selling point, so we can make this King of Comedy Taxi Driver movie. So
hey, man,
what are they going to do?
Incels don't need they. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you off a lot on this segment because incels don't need their flowers. That movie was just a flowers to the incel. Like, yeah, going back to her fine ass. Yeah, I want to pretend like I'm with Zazie B too. I'm not gonna put on white makeup, even though she'll probably take me if I do that. I'm not gonna put on fucking white makeup and go around killing people because I want to be with Zazie Beats. Man, listen, y'all got y'all flowers last night as of this recording. He's back. Hooray. Husky Harris is back. Y'all won. Now y'all can wait 2 years until we get to the Joker 2 movie. So I don't need y'all to make this character being an incel being Spawn because that's not what it's about. That's a love story on its own too.
Spawn?
Yeah.
I've told you before, I've tried watching the original with Michael Jai White. It's bad. It's terrible.
I mean, we're being common at here.
I can understand wanting to get back with Teresa Randall because who wouldn't? Especially after a white man stole her. But yeah, it's just so you did it. And Martin Sheen is like with this weird beard, and he is just like dialing up with "I'm the bad guy." But it's like,
what movie came out around that time? Because it threw me off. I watched it as a kid, then I seen him on that, and I said, because I used to watch that movie a lot as a kid. That's how y'all my mindset. I was watching that. Let's see.
I mean, it probably was after, I think, The American President, but
it was some movie around that time. I'll look it up in a second.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's the dude. I did the whole Leonardo DiCaprio movie. That's the dude. I'm about to look up his last name. Martin
Estevez.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
He's Ramon Estevez. That's the thing. When you found out he was the father of both Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez, what did you think? Because when I found out they were brothers, I was more like, what the fuck?
Emilio!
The
Mighty Duck himself.
Gordon Bombay.
Yeah, that's all I knew. I was just like, damn, bro. That's what's up. Because I didn't know too much about Charlie. I still don't give a flying fuck about Charlie Sheen.
You never liked Major League?
No.
No.
You talking about the movie where it's no crying in baseball?
That's League of Their Own.
Okay, what's the movie? Let me see.
Major League is him, Tom Berenger.
No.
Okay.
I never cared about that. We talked about Ferris Bueller's Day Off yesterday.
That's just you being an idiot.
No, I don't give a fuck about somebody. I don't care about that shit, bro. Lie, like go back to the episode, call back 3 weeks ago. Lie to these jobs. You ain't gotta do all that extra shit. Lie to school, lie to jobs.
He did. He said he was sick.
No, and then because he want a day off from everything, bro. Just don't go. How about this dropout?
He probably
Wall
does.
Street. I like Wall Street.
Oh, okay.
But I never gave a flying fuck about 2.5 Men. I don't care. I don't care about Tiger Blood. I don't care about none of that shit.
What about Navy SEALs? As I say, what about Navy SEALs?
I'm tripping. Money Talk. So he got two things I like. Because Money Talk is by far one of my favorite movies ever.
I wonder why.
Because he lied and said he was Italian. Victor Moan. Yeah, that's what it is.
But no, I mean, as we said, like, so Scott Silver is writing this, and then Malcolm Spellman, who was the showrunner for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which you and I were like, how disappointing given all the momentum they had and how it was trying to be, I don't want to say fake woke, but they were trying to tackle the realistic subject matter of like racism in the country and PTSD and all that. But it was just too clumsy with a lot of the stuff they did. So then to have him, like, what are they going to, like, what's he going to bring to Spawn? I guess, again, because he was a soldier, right? So, like,
Mm-hmm.
And again, this other guy, which just shows like people in Hollywood can just get jobs. There was again, I think another Hollywood Reporter or was a Variety had an article about the showrunners for the Lord of the Rings show and how they were two guys that hadn't had a single IMDb credit to them, and they ended up being the writers and creators for this show. And someone had a great caption where it's again like, you mean to tell me that two 30-something-year-old white guys got to run a $400 million TV show with no experience? Like, what? Like, so that's this guy again, this third writer. Like you said, like I always say, if you have more than two writers, this shit's not going to work.
It's not.
Or you're gonna understand why it's so clumsy and all over the place. Like I watched Jumper yesterday, and Jumper has 3 writers, and you can tell because it's like what's going on in this movie. Like his mom's in the movie, and then she's not until the end, and then the whole point, like his mom knew he was a Jumper since he was a kid. It's like, huh? Like,
and that's the thing when it's too many cooks in the kitchen. You feel me? Nothing gets done. Everything gets burned because it's like everybody have their ideas of how they should shoot this and where this should go. It's like, dog. It's the point. The point of this movie was it was supposed to be Todd McFarlane. He said he wrote the script. He was trying to get financing. I thought he had some type of GoFundMe or something like that to get funded to put the movie out. And then now it's like, dog, 3 writers, and then they still haven't said what studio picked it up. So I'm guessing it's Warner.
I think it was I swear it's supposed to be. Well, when this was all announced, like I said years ago, I think it was supposed to be Universal, but mainly a Blumhouse production, which is why they were going to try to do it for cheap. Do it kind of like a small town horror film, like Blumhouse does. I'm like, that kind of makes sense. And again, because the idea was McFarlane was going to write and direct it, so like you don't want to give this first time director a shit ton of money because he has no prior experience. Again, he's a comic book writer.
You're right. It was supposed to be Blumhouse.
Yeah, and again, this just shows how often Hollywood shoots itself in the foot with these things.
Right. You had something that people, because they announced this shit, I feel like 10 years ago, but you have something that people were going to watch just on the basis of the way he pitched it. It's like, all right, cool. But then years later, we get this update that you want all these writers. It's like, dog, all right, so we know they're going to take away that whole scare tactic thing away. They just about to make it straight up like, they about to probably make it weirder than what it needs to be. And it's not that weird, to be honest. The whole story, like I said, is basically a love story, but then with science fiction involved. But what love story doesn't have
trying to get back to his wife, right? While being the servant of the underworld.
Yeah, but then eventually he flips. As you get deep into the comic, he flips and it's a whole thing. But it's just the fact that y'all about to make it way more complicated than what it needs to be. And that's Hollywood in a nutshell. Like, dog, it's called KISS. The acronym is keep shit simple. That's it. Just keep shit simple as possible. And we're going to watch it. I don't need all these. It's just like pro wrestling. I don't need these fucking flips and all this, bro. Can you lock up properly?
I thought you were going to do the Brian. I like magic. I like magic in my wrestling show. Like
some type shit. Like, dog, can y'all just keep shit simple, bro? I appreciate it. Like, I'm gonna watch it if you just keep it simple.
What's with you being a fan again for nostalgia reasons? Like, this was a big movie for you in the 90s. Again, this was it had like HBO cartoon was a big deal, right? When it was there.
HBO cartoon was fire.
And do you think it still has the cachet that it once did, or do you think it's kind of time has passed, Spawn by? Is there like a deep Spawn cult? Like, is there a Spawn hive?
It always was.
Because this is like on the flip side compared to like Mario being, again, the star of Nintendo. Again, being one of the most recognizable pieces of IP in the last 60 years or whatever. Mm-hmm. So again, this movie sells itself, but like a Spawn movie, again, who's coming out to see a Spawn movie? Which is probably why they're so hesitant to give Todd McFarlane the money at first. But like, hey, if we get the guy who wrote this movie and that movie, and we might still have a star Jamie Foxx attached, even though again he is transitioning into streaming
because he's fucking smart. because nobody's going to see this movie now. I don't care if Jamie Foxx is attached to it, unless it's about to be on streaming service. Nobody's going to see this. Because
the people transitioning to streaming is its own conversation. Because likes of him, Mark Wahlberg, you kind of see Gal Gadot will be doing it.
Who the fuck watching her?
It's a way for these people to reserve their star power while not taking L's at the box office.
Right, because that gets you on book.
Yeah. Like, again, Tom Hanks, same thing. He's basically employed by Apple, so we keep saying, like, he's like, they're not putting his movies in theaters because fortunately no one's going to go see Tom Hanks movies. There's a whole thing where, like, Matt Damon has that what he had said on Hot Ones about why movies had died. But it's also like, Matt Damon, you've tried the same fucking thing. You went to make a movie that was going to be big in China and it tanked over there. And people stopped seeing your movies because, one, they don't like you, and two, like, you were making bad movies. Like, it happens.
And nobody never really gave a fuck about Matt Damon.
But time passes you by. You have your run. And that's why Tom Cruise had to do stunts himself to fucking survive. And in a way, like, Denzel is still kind of living and breathing, but his last two movies went to streaming. The Little Things, which was in theater and HBO Max release date. I mean, in home and in theaters release, but Tragedy Macbeth was an Apple movie. His next movie, I forgot what it's supposed to be, but I think it might be a streamer.
I think Equalizer 3. I'm not joking.
That's his cash cow. See, like, people go to see those movies, and they're cheap to make.
And like the second one was horrible, except for like the last 20 minutes.
But we saw what Universal put out this year. They had Ambulance, and they had The Northman, and again, two auteurs in their own different way. One being big blockbuster Michael Bay, and the other being auteur, or cinematography driven Robert Eggers, an originality of a story. And they kind of both flopped at the box office, and they were put on Peacock, which is the other thing in Hollywood this week is that Billy Eichner's movie Bros, which is the first movie written and starring a gay man, tanked at the box office, and he had said it was due to homophobia, which could be true and not be true. But
it wasn't. He cut the bullshit because the dude, not you, one of the guys, he got his start because he used to ask people like this.
Yeah, no, that's Billy Eichner's thing. He was Billy on the street. I enjoyed a lot of those segments that you would have with celebrities, but him as a leading man with only a few appearances on some TV shows. He was on like the last 2 seasons of Parks and Rec. I think he did a few arcs on like American Horror Stories, but this is like his big star as a leading man. Sometimes it doesn't work right away like that. Like, you got to give it a few tries, but also like that's a streaming movie these days. Like, that movie would probably be better off on Peacock, which it will be in like a month and a half because it's a Universal film, than it dying at the box office. That's just the world we're in. We've talked about the last 2 years, but really the last year when HBO Max was killing it, literally with like, we were talking about all those movies because we could watch them at home, no matter how bad they were, like Mortal Kombat and Kong versus Godzilla. Like, we were talking about them because we could sit home and turn them on. I watched the Suicide Squad twice in 24 hours because I could without going to the theater to see it.
Right. It's not because of homophobia. Nobody want to see that shit. You feel me? In more ways than one. Nobody want to see that shit. And this is not me sounding homophobic or none of that shit. I crack my jokes.
It's a possibility. No, I know what you mean. It's not the entire story. It's not. It could be a
possibility. No, but so then why did people go see Brokeback Mountain? And that was serious, and that wasn't a comedy. It's fucking the movie with Adam Sandler and our guy from King of Queens, Kevin James.
Well, all right. First of all, one
Boat Trip with Cuban Gooding Jr.
The Brokeback Mountain is like the Oscar movie. And again, you listen to those Patrice
so it's more serious
bits.
I'm gonna cut you off a lot. I love you. We cutting promos right now, so that's gonna happen. And I'm gonna let you get your points across. So I'm gonna apologize to the listening audience. Usually I never do this. First time listeners, thank you for being here. Like and subscribe. But it's the fact that I actually I always like what we talking about, but I'm up right now. So mentally. So what he's saying is absolutely right. And I'm gonna let Davis finish because it is rude of me, even though I'm trying to get a point across. The Oscar movie it's supposed to be serious. It's about this person that's in love with this man, but yet he has a secret family at home. Not even a secret family. He has a family.
Yeah, that is the man is a secret family.
Right. And that happens a lot in this world. You feel me? But it doesn't work because you're trying to force it upon us in this way. Where it used to be a little bit undertone. Yeah, you lying. It used to be a little undertone. So
Wait.
yeah, no, you can't say you usually.
No. It's you're my favorite video of all time. Is hold on. Oh, her sister was a witch, right?
Right.
Like, that's you. You mean that guy? Like, wait, let me talk.
And it's a Stephen A. Smith thing. We're like, hold on. I'm gonna let you.
That's why I'm. Oh no, you mean Michael Irvin? Me being Stephen A. Smith? Like, yum. Think you're looking good, and we was running down that field.
Right. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's a time and a place for everything. But no, it's not homophobic. It's just not good. No, we live in a world right now where being that way is okay.
I understand why he's so upset because his intentions are getting good, and he's a divisive person in not just I think his community, but in the community at all. Because you either like his shtick about going on the street with a microphone and yelling at people if they don't answer your question. It's hilarious to me. But he wanted to make again like a real rom-com about like the struggle of gay men dating. And I completely understand it. It was kind of the thing where like Trainwreck succeeded 7 years ago because it was the whole thing of like how a woman like Amy Poehler, who's supposed to be ugly, is how can I find love when I look like this and blah blah blah, and I go out and get drunk and I'm like half-ass at my job. It's it's rom-coms.
It's not because she's ugly. It's just people don't like you.
No, it's the thing where like to like who is like someone finds you attractive. Obviously, if you're married, it's that whole like you're ugly to someone else's perception, not everyone's. Like people are attracted to what they are. Like, but I understand. It's a tough thing, but a lot of movies die at the box office these days, whether they're not supposed to, or like again, The Woman King made a lot of money, and that was a shocking thing, and people hated that movie because it wasn't historically accurate. But it's also like, well, if a movie was historically accurate, then it's a documentary, and that's what they would have made. Like,
so that's what I'm saying. In this day and age, what Davis is basically trying to say is, if you're gonna draw, you're gonna draw. If not, it's not. You can't blame it because you can't draw. Maybe you didn't know how to fucking work.
And Viola Davis, we all love her, great actress, Oscar winner. She's not some big mega star at the box office. She had a hit TV show on ABC for years, but like she doesn't open movies to that amount of money like that movie did. So it just happens like that. It's
And she talked about that too, and I could divulge into it. I won't right now, but it's a deeper visual thing.
Yeah,
because she got everything that's necessary, but it's just not me saying this because I love her, but it's how she looked. Let's keep it a buck.
It's the whole thing in Hollywood in a way. It's why you see the same actors, or why you would see Hollywood get like so obsessed with a woman like Julia Fox, who we knew couldn't act. But the whole press tour of Uncut Gems, like, this woman's a star, like, and the whole time, like, just say it. She's a hot woman. That's it.
Hey,
like, don't sell me like she's a star. Like,
just say you want to beat, bro. That might be the title. Just say you want to beat.
Why do I get so mad on the internet? I'm like, just tell me you have the bias. Tell me you hate WWE and you love AEW, or the flip of it. Like, tell me you like DC and hate Marvel. Don't fucking. And then when you get called out, don't do the no. It's again, it's all.
No, we talk about that personally. David's absolutely right. Like, people would just be like, I want to hate something just to put something else over. Hey, it's okay to like everything, or it's cool to hate everything. I'm not hot, like, dude, I'm either hot or cold with everything I like. Either I'm gonna say what's up, or I'm not gonna say what's up because I don't feel like saying what's up because my opinion don't matter. So he's absolutely right, because Hollywood always, or people in general, they want to put somebody over just because, in this instance, like I said, they want to beat. Like, dog, if the person not good, you probably shouldn't be put them in your production just because you want to beat. You know how you do that? $40 or be nice.
Well, you know what happened? Like, kind of come the 2000s, like a lot of the leading men again, and he actually became a better actor in a way because he found this niche. But like Channing Tatum again wasn't some standout actor. He became a good leading man because like I can be this funny, charming guy. I can be an action hero at times. I can kind of be the real sappy romantic lead, but he's not some great Shakespearean actor. I wouldn't expect him to have. I wouldn't expect him to do Macbeth unless it was going to be like a satire, like unless they set out to make like a scary movie type of Macbeth. But that's just the whole point of it is what do we have opening soon that's similar? Because again, we only really the two biggest movies are Wakanda Forever and Avatar. Again, there are no like again, Sam Worthington is not a star, but like he's the lead of Avatar. And we had spoke before, like probably would try to make him something. The movie that just you would try to make it go to next week, but we could just talk about it now because neither of us are going to see this fucking David O. Russell movie, Amsterdam.
I'm gonna see,
and
that's why I said let's save it.
No. But let's speak on that because again, it tanked critically because it's a David O. Russell movie, and the fact that
the guy that everybody buries because he's an asshole on every single set.
And again, how does he continue to get chance after chance after chance after chance? Because he had one movie, well, two movies. He had The Fighter, which again got Christian Bale and Melissa Leo Oscars, and then he had Silver Linings Playbook, which got Jennifer Lawrence an Oscar. And since then, his movies have been torn apart critically and by the backstage reports. And this one, they went out and got everyone. They got Christian Bale, they got John David Washington, they got Margot Robbie, Rami Malek, Anya Taylor-Joy, Zoe Saldana, Robert De Niro, Timothy Olyphant, Taylor Swift. Like, people are willing to sign up knowing that this man is like a tyrant on set. Much like how Megan Fox said about Michael Bay, where, again, like this man is manning a set where like shit has to blow up on time and like you have to be in your mark because again, I'm going to have to rebuild this with CGI later. But David Russell's whole thing is like you wrote a half-ass script and you got a bunch of movie stars together and you're not who you think you are, pal. You're not that guy. Like you're not Scorsese. Like you're a hack. Like face it.
Reviews are horrible, but you're absolutely right. Like I remember they start talking about, you know what I mean, everybody's going to be part of it. And I said, out of all these people, guess who's the biggest draw right now?
John David Washington.
And Margot
Robbie. Yeah. Even though, again, people would say, I think Black Klansman did all right money-wise, and again, it got Oscar nominations. And Tenet was this big look, but Christopher Nolan's stubbornness killed that movie in a way. I don't know what he has next.
Let me ask you a question. How far do you think Zoe Saldana stayed away from John David Washington?
Okay, why are you trying to do this?
Because I want to know.
Has she ever actually said something, or is it just perception? No, I want to know.
She moving around like the IWC, brother. Let's move on.
John David Washington's next movie, True Love, directed and written by Gareth Edwards, who did Rogue One.
No, it was George Clooney. I'm sorry. I was reading Tristan comment. It was actually George Clooney got into it with him.
Yeah. Because him and Mark Wahlberg did I Heart Huckabees and The Fighter after. So like they had a good relationship, obviously, just like how Christian Bale did The Fighter and American Hustle, and now this with David O. Russell. And Jennifer Lawrence obviously had no problems because she did Silver Linings Playbook, American Hustle, and Joy with him. So if you can handle his bullshit, I guess you're okay. But you can clearly tell. Apparently, there was a report because Christian Bale did a GQ article this week. He was the cover star for the magazine, and he had said like he actually had to step in between arguments with David O. Russell and Amy Adams. And in a way, you could tell like Amy Adams was supposed to play the role that Margot Robbie is playing in Amsterdam. It's like built for her in terms of like Margot Robbie just seems out of place as this role. Oh yeah, Chris Rock's in it too. That's the thing. I'm like, there are so many other people like in this movie. I think Michael Shannon's in this movie too. It's like, yeah. I I get because you want to just say that like you worked with this guy who has this reputation. He famously also directed a movie that he then took his name off of, which was Accidental Love. As I think where like the studio completely recut it, and he just didn't want his name attached to it at all, so they just put a fake name instead.
When last time you seen The Fighter? Let me ask you a question.
It's been a while, but I saw it. I loved it when I saw it, but it's been a while since I've seen it.
The best thing about that movie.
Mark Wahlberg's good in it, but also Christian Bale's really good at it. I mean, everyone's actually really good in it, and again, it's a really good sports drama. Like, you know, it's again based on a real person, Mickey Ward. So like, you know how the story's gonna go.
And I'm looking it up right now. Per the Washington Post, they talk about the workplace abuse. Bro, it's been going on for 20 plus years. Why y'all just not talking about it?
And this is one of those things too. Like, so how can someone who commits actual crimes like Harvey Weinstein finally get put away? But like, people are willing to tolerate the abuse of David O. Russell on set. Isn't that again? It's similar almost to like the Joss Whedon thing, where like they finally got him out the paint. Like, when's David Russell gonna get out of here? Even though, like I said, it's been years since his last movie, so that's why it's like this is probably the last. The shitty part is that Drake produced this movie. His production company produced it.
He got a production company?
Yeah, they produce Euphoria.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's Dream Crew.
Hey, never mind. He getting that.
But Christian Bale.
Kanye, what about to erase you?
You had sent me the GQ video he did where he talked about his roles, and I had watched about 10 minutes of it. It was interesting to hear him talk about these roles, given he's famously known for being a method actor. He had a pretty good defense of being a method actor, where he said, the reason I care about and try to get so in depth to the role is if I show up one day on set and the director throws the scene out, I'm now able to kind of figure out what my character would do without this background behind it. So it's kind of not a cop out, but I understood it then. But I think some people do overdo it, like Daniel Day-Lewis famously was referred to by Mr. President on the set of Lincoln by Steven Spielberg, which that's a little too much. Joseph Gordon-Levitt said that once on Bill Simmons' show, that instead of calling him Abraham Lincoln, Steven Spielberg just referred to him as Mr. President.
I'm not doing that shit.
And the worst of this is Jared Leto, obviously, who did all the weird shit on Suicide Squad with his co-stars. Like, yeah,
you doing all that shit for a C- movie. Good for you. But
that's C- is generous, my friend. Very generous.
The best thing about that movie was Harley Quinn and Deadshot.
But yeah, Amsterdam. If you go, why do you want to go see this? Just to hate?
Go.
Hate. Why are you gonna see this? I should say.
I've seen his other movies. He's a fucking prick, but let me watch. Like, Joy was his last movie, 2015.
Yeah,
I hated it, but Chris Tucker was in it. That's the only thing I like.
He was in that? I know he was in Silver Linings Playbook.
Let me make sure.
Because he was in Dan. I've never seen Silver Linings Playbook, but I know he was in that.
Let me make sure. Maybe I do got it confused.
Yeah, I think you do. I think you're confusing your white women movies. Because Jennifer Lawrence is in both.
There you go. That's why I got it confused. You're right.
Yeah.
But guess who did that? David O. Russell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, so maybe he got comedians on set just to laugh, like to take the tension off. I don't know.
No, because like, I mean, is Chris Tucker? He did the whole like he found God, right? So like, and his comedy isn't a very clean now.
It is clean, but it's like it was never like really dirty anyway.
I mean, he's not Smokey from Friday, like, or
yeah, like the wildest joke he ever had was like smashing in his mom's house, and she was like, close the door from Def Comedy Jam. That's like his only nasty job. That's his only like real dirty joke back in the day. Or if like Michael Jackson was a pimp, that's it.
Speaking of people who shouldn't continue to get chances in Hollywood, M. Night.
Pimps. We can talk about pimps.
M. Night Scamalan.
Go ahead.
Has gotten another movie in the works. We didn't talk about this.
How?
Well, first of all, we were too busy talking about the 2000s when the trailer for his Cabin movie dropped, the one with Batista.
Huh?
Did you didn't watch that trailer?
I don't know about any of this shit, bro.
The movie he has coming out, which is A Knock at the Cabin. It's a gay couple and their daughter in a cabin, like on a vacation, and Batista, Ron Weasley, and two women show up, and it's like a home invasion type thing, and then they're like, I think they say like you have to kill your daughter to stop the apocalypse from happening or something like that. It looks just like very, again, so like what's gonna be the twist obviously is again all his movies like old. I looked up the twist for old and I'm like, oh really, you like that was the most like generic twist you had for a movie about an island that ages you.
I hate that fucking movie so much. We talked about that last year. Oh, this one.
No, we did, but we really didn't. But
okay, you want me to?
No. I'm just saying, like, so this movie, what you want to talk about it real quick? Let me
Tristan, because Bautista is a working actor.
Oh, he looks good in this movie though. Like
name a bad movie he was in though. Like he can act.
But the thing is, he's 6'3", 280, and he's. So I guess that's why it works for him to be this intimidating figure, but he's doing again this very dramatic performance in this movie.
See, like this, like I'm looking at the trailer as we speak. Obviously, I can't put it on the screen, but like you said, like this will draw people. The dude can't use the movie as a cop out because people being homophobic. Like, yo,
oh no, it's different to have it at like a couple in the movie compared to like the movie centered around them. That's different. See, that's you.
But trying to find a date would appease people more because it's like, oh, okay, so this is how the LGBTQ community feels about dating, or anybody in general. People want to see date right now. If you made a movie about, hey, I was stuck in the crib during quarantine, but now I want to date, depending on how you shoot it and write it, people will probably go see it because that's prominent right now. So if you do it in this sense, even with M. Night Scamalan or whatever you call him, like people work. Like I'm looking at the trailer right now. Yo, low key, I am intrigued.
All his movies look intriguing by the trailer. Then you watch them. That's the scam, is what I'm saying. Like,
no, you're right, but Bautista is in this, so it might not be that bad.
You love Bruce Willis, and he came back for Glass.
Glass is fire though.
Okay, I haven't seen Glass.
Glasses. So. Yeah, exactly. Glass is fire though. Is it better than the movie before that? No.
Split, exactly. But no,
Split is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, Split's really good. See, again, the trailer for Split, I'm like, oh, I'm not falling for his bullshit again. Then I watched it when it was on HBO, and I'm like, whoa, this was great.
That because people had
why? Because he spent time on that movie. Like,
one of the best.
He tweeted this. So his tweet is had an idea, pitched it to Universal Picks, feeling incredibly grateful, inspired by all I work with. Honored to tell you guys another story in 2024. # number 16. So this is, I think, his 16th film was what he's alluding to. Because again, this movie is coming out 2023 is what the trailer said.
Yeah.
There's no reports on what this movie is set to be either. It's just April 5th, 2024. No hints at what the idea is. Yeah. Oh God, this guy all these directors. And he Hollywood was done with him. Don't forget, like after the last Airbender, they were like, go far away. But then they kind of brought him back, and they forced him to make that Will Smith, Jaden Smith movie in a way like he was as like a director for hire. Then they told him to go away again, and then he was coming back with like his horror roots. So. He just won't die, is what it is.
I mean, he's a draw.
He is. Again, the M. Night, again, the name M. Night Shyamalan, and the appeal of what's the twist at the end going to be, because you want to be pissed off. Again,
people still care about that?
Yeah. Again, like when the trailers for Old drop, weren't you like, so how are they going to explain this?
It was bad. That's what old was. It was old and bad very fast. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good for him, I guess. But no, we're kind of getting to. We've talked about all the kind of shitty stuff first, in my opinion. But I think that No, but I think I thought was gonna be. I liked the trailer at D23, and it was just so. Is Marvel's Werewolf by Night? Did you end up checking this out or not?
You know my schedule.
Yeah, I was about to say it's okay. It's the whole like Marvel's finally doing horror. I'm like, yeah, not really. I mean, there is like blood splatter, but it's in black and white, so it's again a cop out. And yeah, it's a kind of about a werewolf. Um, the action in it is pretty well done. It's shot well, choreographed well, not too many cuts, but the story is just kind of so simple and so. The big reveal is that man thing is in this movie.
Really?
So if you were looking forward to that, I'd say check it out. It's only an hour is the thing too. So Disney Plus again, it's smart to do something like this on Disney Plus where like you can do things that you're not sure would exactly like work as a full-fledged movie idea. I also think it would get a little too long at even an hour. Um, as I've said countless times on the show before, I'm a big fan of a werewolf type thing anyway. Even though at Comic-Con in New York this weekend they announced the Teen Wolf movie, which I won't be checking out because I never finished the show, even though I loved the show at first. And the creator is executive producing another wolf show in which like it's a pack of like a group of teenagers that are forming their own wolf pack, and Sarah Michelle Gellar's hunting them down, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool, but also like not really. um, but yeah, Werewolf by Night. It was directed by Michael Giacchino, who did the score to the Batman. He's done a lot of the scores to previous Marvel films. This is his first directorial feature, and you can kind of see he has studied from like the people he's worked with. There's some kind of good horror homage shots of like the werewolf transforming. It doesn't do like the full like you see every piece of him transform. It's like the shadow of him transforming as it zooms in on the woman witnessing it and being horrified. And a lot of people are like, yeah, it's a good homage like the 50s horror films or the horror films from the 40s. Again, it's black and white, digital black and white. So that whole like cigarette burn film look is kind of like, it's the best they could do. I'm not mad that they did it either. It's just, it takes place it's set kind of in a maze for a little bit of the film. No, because just only by default, but not because Twilight and all those movies are just dog shit. So,
all right.
I already pissed the Paramore fans off this week. I'll piss the Twilight fans off this.
You sure you want to do that?
I don't give a fuck.
You want to put you on the big screen to do that?
But yeah,
exactly.
No, I'm just saying, like, again, I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'd say check it out. I think you might like it.
I'm gonna watch it. I gotta see what games are on today, but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, like I said, it's not bad. Again, the action's really good. And it's one of those things too, like what time is this supposed to be set in? Because they're dressed kind of old school, but then they're like there's some modern technology in a way. I kind of like stuff like that. Like the Batman animated series are like, is this supposed to be modern day, even though it looks like the 40s?
Yeah. I think they just wanted it to be the 40s. It was the whole what's the best term? Just the whole
I'm bit like when the movies or shows that like it's a world where it's what I liked about Loki is like they had analog technology, but again they're still kind of supposed to be in the future or like this part of the universe. I like stuff where like time is blended to where you have all this like John Wick, and they have that old school setup to call the hits. Like they're typing into old computers and they're writing on chalkboards. A world where like time, all the years of time are in one place in a way.
Right.
Has always been like a good trope to me. But let's talk about I think the number one that you wanted to talk about, because we were talking about it briefly as you were finishing it up. I watched it this morning, and that's Netflix's The Redeem Team. I'll let you start off because I have some thoughts.
A good documentary done by LeBron and his production team. Really enjoyed it. I felt they had like a little mini documentary on MTV on NBA TV like after this happened, and it's basically the same footage except for now we got the interviews in 2022. But for the most part, like LeBron talking about the late great Kobe Bryant. We had those clips, so it was a small documentary they had back in the day. So a lot of footage was just used again, but I don't think the documentary was needed, but it was good to see it. Like that's all I can really say. It wasn't needed because it's probably on YouTube. They had an NBA TV documentary about this, which was about 30 minutes to an hour, and that was kind of good enough.
See, that was my whole thing about it too. I'm glad you kind of had the same. I think everyone probably has the same ideas about it as well. Is that it seemed like the most NBA TV documentary, but it was so poorly constructed because all the game footage and archival footage is in the full screen aspect ratio, but then the interviews are shot in the widescreen. So like it cuts horribly when they cut from the archive footage to the interview footage. I think that's part of LeBron James's whole I'm into films and I like to make movies and TV shows because I watch a lot of movies and TV shows. Like, so shoot us in the widescreen medium shots so you can kind of see our torsos and all that, and that we're actually on these couches. And again, it's every edit transition just looks bad. So from a film technique, it's just poorly constructed that way. And the story, it's pretty simple. It's good. It's a good start to finish tour, like how the US only used college players come the dream team, they get the NBA pros. And that fucker David Stern was like, I'm selling y'all this game called the NBA, not basketball. Like, this is what you need to buy. What a salesman, that guy. Just what a real piece of work.
Hey, straight to the point. Hey, man, this is what it's going to be.
He's like, no, I'm not here to sell the game of basketball. I'm here to sell the NBA. I think we have a great product. And our
but it
stars.
Worked out well.
Yeah, no, he was a genius. That's why he's in hell. And what he said about Jim Rome.
A couple things why David Stern is in hell, but I won't touch on it.
That's always
probably
about
because
the
of
guy
dress policy. That's the main reason why.
That too, but that's why the guy who played him in Winning Time was so well done. When he was the whole, what do you think about Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker next year, huh? Same movie, a part 2. When he sells Magic Johnson on the idea about him and Larry Bird one day facing off. But and then they go on to like how the 04 team was poorly constructed. They also forget about Kobe Bryant's incident in 04, probably why he didn't make that team, which is always my problem about anything Kobe Bryant related now, is we just have to skip over that fact.
Well, because it was taken care of out of court.
But again, in this era now where someone does one thing, they're done.
Well,
that scandal played him a whole year again.
Oprah girlfriend tried to get him up out of here about that after he passed.
Exactly. But it's a thing that we just can't talk about. And Bill fucking Plaschke, the most Laker homer you can get, has to go on and be like, they hated him because he was selfish. He drove Shaq out of town. Shut up, Bill Plaschke. Shut the fuck up. Like,
Shaq was lazy.
Also, again, like this guy, went out and wanted to score 81 because he wanted to go out and score 81. All right. He didn't care about winning at that point until he asked for the trade and they went and got him Pau Gasol. Like, shut the fuck up. Like,
yeah, because everybody get frustrated. I don't think they was trying to put him over because they talked about that in the documentary, as you know.
No, they were trying to put him over because the whole legacy he created about again, you would say yesterday that you talk about going out to the club and he's in the workout room at 5 in the morning, and then that inspires them the next day to go out and work out. And then
I think that's a lie, but
it's because they all have because
like LeBron, like all of them, like I believe the Kobe shit just because he was insane. But LeBron out there talking about, we about to go the next day. You a goddamn lie. You just can't say, hey, I'm about to start getting up at 5 a.m. the next day. You know how long it take you to get into the mindset of getting up at 5 a.m. to go work out? That shit just don't happen overnight. Trust me. I didn't try that shit.
I don't know. Believe me, the last 2 days I didn't work out. Weight-wise, I went for a walk on Friday. That fucking killed me. But, like, it's hard to, like,
fully It looked like she stuffed her wig in her pocket, too. But that's besides the point.
But... And I hate to speak on it given the tragic circumstances, but the myth making that they do about this man now is, again, you can only say the good or how awesome he secretly was. And just goes back to me never being a fan to begin with. But that whole the incident with him and Pau Gasol, and Pau Gasol just talks about like, yeah, that's what I loved about him. It's like, shouldn't you be fucking pissed? Like, come on, like,
no, he's a Spaniard.
what are you trying to say? They soft?
I ain't saying none of that, brother. I don't hear. Nah, it's just the fact that you can't. What are you gonna do? You can't steal off on him, and then Paul Gasol done got in arguments with people, but he do it in a very foreign way. Like, hey, why you hit me? You should do the voice of the Super Mario.
That's all right. Now you're just being racist, like saying that Spaniards sound like Italians.
Ain't it the same thing? Or disrespect? Hey, I'm trying to tell you. You feel me?
But yeah, I think we heard way too much from Carlos Boozer. Like, I never wanted to hear Carlos Boozer speak on anything.
You know what? I don't like Carlos Boozer for a lot of reasons. He played for my team. He played for Duke. Those are the main two, to be honest. But I liked his little input. Carlos Boozer be having some stories. You ever heard his Prince story?
I think so. I think you might have told me before.
Yeah, he had a house.
You rented his house, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So Carlos Boozer be having little stories, man.
I think and he was on that team because he went to Duke. Like, I know he had a good season.
Shit.
I know he had a few good seasons in Utah, and that's why he was able to get that fucking contract from the Bulls. But like, Carlos Boozer,
we should never gave him $90 million to average fucking 15 and 12
and 9.
Yeah, and there you go, 15 and 9, and yell at Joakim Noah to get the fuck
wearing a fucking hand wrap and a.
Yeah, the story behind that is he didn't injure his hand during practice. He got mad at his fucking then wife and hit a fire hydrant.
What was funny is when they have LeBron in the room and being like, I wish I had a Carlos Boozer on my team. I'm like, motherfucker, you had a Carlos Boozer on your team and he got traded. Like, what do you mean? Like,
this is a lie, Stevie. I know you from Illinois. This is a fucking lie. No, he was not. I'm a diehard Bulls fan. Don't get me started. We had Keith Bogans at the 2. We had Ronnie Brewer Ronnie Brewer was at the 2 sometime. And then 3, we had Lou Aldane, who fucking played 42 minutes with a bad back. The back was hot, and he still had to play 42 fucking minutes because Coach Tibbs don't let people rest. All right. D Rose ACL was destroyed. It was decimated. And we still won games with Kurt Heinrich. I don't give a damn about Shabazz Muhammad. I think that was Shabazz Muhammad. I forgot his name.
I think Shabazz
Nazi Muhammad. Right? God damn it, no. What you about to say? Can you repeat the question? They're about to get me hot. This basketball season coming up too.
I'm just saying, where is Michael Redd? They talked to Dwight Howard for like 2 minutes. I'm like, thank God. I didn't want to hear him talk at all.
Michael Redd didn't say nothing.
Yeah, they didn't interview him. They didn't interview Tayshaun Prince. They didn't interview
Tayshaun. Don't talk.
Darren, don't call me Deron Williams. They didn't interview him at all.
He don't want to talk. He's an ass. He got Jerry Sloan fired.
Doesn't he have like 18 kids too?
Type, probably so. He in Texas, ain't shit else to do but eat barbecue and fuck. But Tayshaun, what I tell you about Tayshaun? He from Compton. He a little different. He ain't gonna talk.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard people from Compton. A little different. He ain't gonna talk. Kendrick Lamar.
And we had LeBron do his whole rehearse routine. Dwayne Wade's input I enjoyed. Same thing with Carmelo Anthony because I think they're still genuine.
Why his eyes so red?
Dwayne Wade's?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He ain't slept in a couple of years. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Why do you think why? Why do you think that is? Because his wife's been eating his ass?
That should make you go to sleep, right?
I don't know. I ain't never done that.
Wait, you ain't never ate ass? Yeah.
No, I ain't never had a woman. No.
No, you do that. We ain't never partnered again. Don't ever give me that information.
Did Stephen A apparently had to do the next question?
Hey, remember what Kwame Brown said about Stephen A last year?
I have no what you say about him.
Can't say it here. I seen the video. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. You one of them.
And then at some points in the doc, Chris Bosh was very
in the doc,
well, and not as much. Again, another guy who I don't want to hear talk.
They had him
At all.
carrying the bags. Get my bags.
Chris Bosh is very Jalen Ramsey at times in the dog, being like, "Ooh, like what's good?"
I gotta stop that shit.
No, when he reacts to the Kobe Bryant Pau Gasol thing, he went like, "Ooh, okay." Like I'm like,
"Hey man,"
and then he had said,
very
like,
animated.
He had said Dwayne Wade was on some garbage Heat teams when prior to like Dwayne Wade showing up to the Olympics. I'm like, you played for the Toronto fucking Raptors. You ain't one to talk.
Dog,
you were playing with Jamario Moon and Candace Parker's brother, right? Like, shut up.
Yeah, but at the same time, bro, they had a better coach. Yeah, Sam Mitchell. At that time,
Sam Mitchell, who Vince Carter beat the fuck up.
That's true, but it's Vince
like Jalen Rose said, he body slammed his ass in the locker room.
It's Vince Carter, bro.
No,
I don't know what to tell you.
The archival
UNC players can fight, unlike Duke players. Go ahead.
The archival footage really worked best for Coach K. Again, of all people, he comes out looking like a great coach. With his whole even hearing Coach K say "fuck" a bunch of times is just hilarious, given his look of like, we're gonna go out there and win the fucking game because you guys are the best fucking basketball players in the fucking world, and I'm not losing to some fucking Greeks. Damn it! Like, and everyone's like, "All right, Coach, yeah." Like,
I hate that was the main thing I hate was the whole Patriot shit.
Yeah, I mean, you and I are two people who are very we are the un-American.
No disrespect, because I know Steve serving the military. I seen the comment, but no disrespect. But all this salute shit and all the troops.
Well, again, they did that whole thing where Coach K was a grad from West Point, and that the part about them and the soldier was good. But yeah, we are playing for this flag. We are in
the flag that fucking hates you.
Exactly. Playing for Doug Collins was a better story in terms of how that team was robbed with the extra time on the clock. That was a better story to win for in terms of like how the Americans were robbed in that game against the Russians. And the one thing too is that like you said, like it wasn't really needed. If anything, we needed to spend some time with the Spain team. Like we talked about, like we need spend more time talking to Pau Gasol, spend some time about Rudy Fernandez, spend some time about Ricky Rubio. Like that's if this was like a 3-part series, you would have like the second episode be the Spanish team, and then the third episode would be the gold medal game.
What the kids say, he's him. That was Ricky Rubio. Ricky Rubio was a killer.
And Rudy Fernandez, like he shows up in that final game, like.
I'm sorry, yeah, Rudy Fernandez was.
But Ricky Rubio was a killer, like being a 16-year-old and hanging with like grown men, like.
But like I said yesterday, before we recorded, Rudy Fernandez was on that Trailblazers team, and he was like that off the dribble shooting shit. He was doing that with them. He was ball handling skills. I think they had a couple times where they had him run the one.
So it was just interesting to see there. My main concern is, were we too spoiled like by The Last Dance? We keep talking about that. We can never have a great sports doc, right? Because we've had it in The Last Dance.
Well, they're gonna have a sequel to The Last Dance with Mike die. Oh no, they're gonna air him out. It's already been shit the past couple months been coming out about Mike.
Would you rather hear that or the actual like Vince McMahon stories?
Bro, all these motherfuckers some freak bulls. I don't care. I'm not. Hold on. What Dane Dash about gossip? As a man, let me ask you a question. As a man, you selling gossip? Like, no, I don't care. I heard it from such and such, but I won't say who. I don't care about. You
love tea. That's why you be like, I got something to tell you.
I don't love no fucking tea.
What'd you try to tell me yesterday about some fucking exactly?
No. I'm trying to really remember.
About
the day before, the other day, or some shit like that.
No, never mind.
I don't care, but when it's relating to shit that's like, it ain't no like. When I'm saying shit, it ain't relating to no like dirty shit. It ain't no chatty patty shit because I don't give a fuck about that. It's relating to some a fucking woman told me that's stupid. That I think like, why are you divulging the information to me? That's how my shit happened. Like, why is you pillow talking to me, shorty? Like, I don't care. I'm just gonna tell the homies what you said. I ain't gonna say your name, but I'm gonna tell the homies what you said because you should never told me. Like, I give a fuck about something another grown man did. Like, what the
Again,
fuck I'm
as
doing
you
with that?
said on last week's episode, you want Gwen Stefani woman, don't speak. I know just what you
Oh, them
did.
days is dead. Gwen Stefani, them days is done.
But I 100% agree. Like, was this needed? Not really. Do these interviews add much except to the legend of Kobe? No. Like,
No.
hearing Dwayne Wade talk about, like, you know, they thought I was kind of done because my body was breaking down. It's like, well, Dwayne, it ended up breaking down a lot worse after that.
Let's bring it down now.
Yeah. And LeBron, again, like I said, like, he doesn't contribute much except his whole, like,
I'll be honest with y'all. I never cared for LeBron like interviews or any.
yeah, it's not that he's like, it's just
he's just boring.
No, it's like I don't believe what you're saying. Like
he's boring, and besides that, it's just like he's very passive aggressive, but he just don't.
You don't say.
He don't come off passive aggressive. He mad as shit. Russ on this team. He mad as shit. Russ.
But even him saying like, I wish I had. I mean, what I like about a coach like Coach K is he is willing to like to call you out on it. I'm like, really? Because it seems like every coach you have who's trying to call you out, you got a problem with.
Right.
And it's not just because he's
the only one.
It's not just because these guys obviously aren't ready. Like David Blatt, like what kind of hire was that? And like again, Tyronn Lue worked so well because he's probably been like, listen, I've been in this league before. I know what the fuck to do. Like.
And once again, I played with Kobe. I played with Shaq. I've been around Phil Jackson, so ain't nothing you can really tell.
Shut up, LeBron. Sit down. No. Like, do you imagine Tyronn Lue saying that in the fucking in the huddle? Like,
so. But you see, he started getting gray hair fast. Todd, you ain't that old.
Yeah. Motherfucker, you 38 and you look like you 62. Like,
yeah, he ain't that old, bro.
That's
also
why Doc
living in
Rivers
Ohio
sounded the way he's.
you
That's why Doc Rivers sounded because it turned to code. We got a great game going on. He sounds like fucking Johnny Ace. Like,
well, no, he stressed out because he wasn't bookmarking shit. He was just liking everything. So in 01, when he was coaching Grant Hill, God bless, because Grant Hill had a staph infection, almost died when he had to get them surgeries. But when he was coaching that team, that had fucking T-Mac on there, and they had, damn it, I had his name too. He was the power forward. He was nice. But when he was coaching that team, he was stressed out. T-Mac couldn't get past the first round. He was just shooting fucking 50 shots a game. He was scoring champion, but he was throwing fits, kicking the balls in the stand and everything.
Yeah. What do you think we can get? Like, what's the next big NBA doc or basketball doc as a whole that we should get?
There you go, right there.
No, because it's just one series we're gonna talk about.
No, you gotta talk about.
No, because what do you mean all of them?
We beat their ass in 2015. We beat their ass.
The refs fucked up in 2016, and then they beat their ass back to back. Like that's it.
Well, that was David Stern, even though he wasn't the commissioner anymore.
2015 is Caleb got hurt because Kelly Olynyk ripped his arm out, and then Kyrie Irving got hurt because he has bad knees.
That's that vegan diet.
And then 2016 is again like Draymond Green isn't going to play in this game, right? And they're like, let's give him something to not play in this game about. So LeBron, why don't you legit like antagonize him to the point where like we have to throw him out? And then obviously Kyrie and LeBron have the 40-41 game or 41-41 game, but 2017 and 2018 is just again Kevin Durant shows up. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's a documentary.
It's a 30-minute documentary on YouTube is what it is. It's like that's all it is. We don't need that type of doc. The Warriors doc as a whole makes much more sense because the 2019 loss to the Raptors with Durant and Thompson going down and then coming back to win in last year.
I don't want to hear Draymond talk ever again, especially after this past week. Talking about hurt people. If you don't get out here sound like a single mother, like, and then he said, well, we not gonna do. I said, boy, see, that's why you need fathers in the household. Shit like that.
Or why are you talking like?
No, I know you about to say, yeah, it's true. Motherfuckers out here talking about what we not gonna do after you punch me. You punch me and say what we not gonna do. That's what he act just like it. He's shown on the court, throwing fits, throwing tantrums, and the way he be talking like, dog, man, that shit up, bro. Talking about hurt people hurt. I'm gonna hurt your motherfucker ass. I'm gonna take a screwdriver straight to your fucking hand. How about that?
What's with you and the screwdriver? You just be carrying. Are you fucking Bob the Builder? Bakes the Builder with a fucking screwdriver at all times?
Let's move on.
No. Speak on it.
No, we can't. You trying to get me
Is this Grand Theft
Okay,
Auto?
DJ Vlad.
If you're weapon of choice, screwdriver. And do you put it between your fingers like you're Wolverine, or do you legit hold it like
DJ Vlad Davis? That's what you is right now.
So tell me, Banks, what's Crippin' like?
Yeah, see? Hey, let's get up out of here. Patreon.com/Picks.
No, we got to speak about trailer of the week.
Do
Wakanda Forever.
Do it so they can like, yeah. Or the Jack Harlow lovers.
Oh, I loved it. It was an amazing trailer. I was already hyped because that first trailer was beautiful. This trailer had great action, a little bit more of the story and the plot, like what we was already kind of piecing together, but just well done. We got a great look at the Ironheart suit, which they have been teasing, even though the images of the toys had leaked in the last few weeks, but seeing it in action, awesome scene. Namor fly with the winged feet, which I had spoken about a few months ago with Fam, Sham, and Cal on a White Noise. But this movie is just, I can't wait. We're only less than a month and a half away. Mm-hmm. It's going to be movie of the year.
I think so by default, because they got to go crazy just because they got to honor this man who is still insane. It's been 2 years.
We still have it's still Top Gun Maverick,
the Batman,
and the Batman. Third place, to me, it's Multiverse of Madness. And again, unfortunately I still haven't seen everything everywhere all at once yet. I still haven't seen that. It's
not like you got to go, because the thing is with that movie, somebody put me onto it. It's one of the movies where if somebody don't put you onto it, you might not ever see it.
No, it's just it hasn't been. Again, I'm not searching the sites to see it. I want it on like a streamer, so that's the only reason I haven't seen it yet.
Hey, that's a bold statement, but at the same time, they have to, like, whatever they got planned, they had to do it by default, because this movie was in development hell. It got greenlit. You lose the actor. You use Chadwick, like, you know what I mean? So it's that's a hard audible. Like, fuck. Most studios would be like, they're gonna still make the movie because it's Hollywood. They're gonna still make that money. But to do this for a prominent figure, and it's like, I'm about to get morbid. Kids still think he alive. That's what's about to be fucked up about the movie, because kids about to go, oh, they got a new, and that's probably why they did Wakanda Forever instead of Black Panther 2, to throw the kids on. Because the kids probably, if it was Black Panther 2, oh, I'm gonna go see Chadwick. Then they about to see him get carried out. What happened? Then you got to cut the shoe promo, which is about to be the fucked up thing, because parents got to tell their kids, like, yeah, or you got to just, work it. But regardless, it's hard to do this. So that's the biggest thing. Then Letitia Wright, she refused, per sources, to get the shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So then she got injured on set too. And then it's just this. Then our guy went to the bank and they hemmed him up. So it's like, damn, is this shit cursed? I'm surprised it's still coming out next month, because it was all this stuff going on. So listen, they got to go. Whatever they got planned, they got to go plan. Now, we already know movies like this ain't going to get nominated for an award, but fuck their awards anyway. But for screenwriting, he might have to get some.
We'll see. They nominated the first Black Panther in a way of like, oh, we have to acknowledge this movie for the Oscars to white controversies of the past, the fact that it made $1 billion. And again, it's a phenomenal movie too. Top 5 MC movies without a doubt. Again, the direction, the writing. You can say what you want about the CGI at the end. We all found out that they rushed it. But again, the women being the driving force of this movie is what makes it look so brilliant. With sure, Letitia Wright has kind of pissed away all her goodwill with the anti-vax rumors that have been going on. But this woman is going to be the star of this movie, potentially the franchise going forward, unless they are able to do what it has been rumored with a T'Challa variant coming from another multiverse and all that. Like, but who knows? We will wait and see. But her being the star of this movie again is just impactful to many Black women as Chadwick Boseman was being the star of Black Panther. So if you can't even support for that, then like that's you with your bias. Or again, it's it is when people have their rights, and she's kind of wrong for thinking that. I wish she didn't feel that way, because the vaccine is saving lives. Again, COVID was a real thing that killed people. It just is what it is. It's unfortunate, but you can still support the movie for what it's trying to do. Again, Michaela Cole joining the I forgot what it's that the other version of Dora Milaje. Denai Guerrero is back. Lupita Nyong'o is back again. Like, the women are the fucking soldiers, the warriors of this film, and there's M'Baku and his tribe as well. But it's just going to be amazing to see. And then there's the whole Latino side with I forgot to pronounce the man's name, Tenoch Huerta, who's playing Namor, and that stuff all looked beautiful. The stuff underwater and him flying through the air.
You know what's about to happen, right?
What?
Thank God I don't care about social media. But the people that care about social media, buckle up. You in for a ride. For all of us that's from California, black and brown relations, conversations coming up.
Well, that's what Shea Serrano always has a good tweet about. It's from Blood and Blood Out, when he's like, black and brown against each other. That's what they want from us, and that's basically what this movie is.
Oh, bro. We from Cali. My fault to cut you off. We from Cali. Tristan from Cali. Anybody from Cali that's in here, we very familiar with all that. But the fact that it's about to be in a worldwide audience, oh God, y'all better stay on social media. I don't be on it unless I gotta promote.
And it's gonna be underwater too. Like,
boy, it's about to be
the symbolism.
Bro, it's about to be so many think pieces. But I like what they're saying about the soundtrack too. Hopefully they go crazy, because that first soundtrack was phenomenal.
Yeah. And again, it's Ryan Coogler back. Joe Robert Cole, who co-wrote with him, is back too. It seems like they
two writers.
Well, they had written it together. That's different. So let's hire this guy and this guy and this guy. And so like they wrote it together. Like, that's how, like, much like how Aaron Covington and Ryan Coogler wrote Creed together. They had this idea of like, what if Apollo Creed had this son who then wanted to be a boxer?
Go to San Jose.
Yeah, I'm just, like I said, I can't wait for this movie. Come on, it's I'm gonna have to freeze myself like that episode of South Park when Cartman can't wait for the Nintendo Wii. Like 3 weeks.
You see what Ken said? I've heard other people say they taking off that weekend.
I bought my ticket for Friday night. I was almost in the BRP chat, like, are we going to take this? Are we going to record Wednesday instead of Thursday so we can see this? But family, like, I'll be seeing it on Thursday anyway. I'm like, you rat bastard! Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that Thursday,
I got the black lung pop.
Derek, I've been doing this for 30 years, bro. His area, that whole DC, Maryland, his whole area.
Oh, I thought you went for some reason talking about Namor in the underwater. I'm like, what do you?
No, I don't even need to.
The ocean, motherfucker, the ocean, that area. Like,
no, I need to indulge into that. I'll leave that up to the experts. Shouts out to Black Variant. I'll leave that up to them. But that whole area,
that it's not Atlantis. It's the fictional underwater world that the Mayan, like, paradise of what the Mayans or the Aztecs have believed in, which is a cool concept when you actually like read into it.
That's actually better.
Yeah. But yeah, go ahead. My bad.
No, you straight.
You saying about Maryland, DC, that whole little area. Good women.
Well, besides that,
you sound like Sham, like
brother. Yeah, besides that, I wasn't even thinking about that. But besides that, that shit about to look like a family reunion, bro. Oakland as well, especially Oakland. I heard about Black Panther in Oakland.
Well, I mean, it's Ryan Coogler, so again, they filmed. I mean, they actually weren't in Oakland, but again, the movie takes place in Oakland at the beginning and at the end.
Guess what, man? I'm here to break some news to you.
What you talking about, man?
I got some news for y'all. Y'all know how I'm like anti-movie theater. I'm gonna be there for this.
Oh, here you go. You had said that about the Bat. You had said that about the Batman and what happened.
I did go.
I still don't believe that.
I went to see the Batman. But this,
you got to provide photo. You with that day's newspaper, like,
if I can find the email, I got you. But no, I'm for sure, because the thing is, like, dog, it's about to be. I'm about to wild out. It's about to be. You can't watch this on camera.
Do you remember like that kind of joke of like the hostage or like today's newspaper show, like how accurate this is. There's an episode of King of the Hill when they steal Dale's mower, and they have it's like the newspaper and the mower. He's like, they have tomorrow's newspaper. Who would have access to tomorrow's newspaper? And Dale's like, the paper boy. It's like, it's not, it hasn't been written yet as the joke because hey, like, Dale, that's today's.
Right. But I'm going to the theaters, bro.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be talking about it here. I'll be talking about it with Black Wrestling.
White noise. We got to call it Black Noise that weekend.
I had said that with Cal, but I'm like, I don't think we could do Black Panther on White Noise. He's like, why not? I'm like, I think some people would be upset, if you know what I mean.
Wink, Black Panther party?
Can? But yeah, this movie, I think it could be movie of the year. It's hard to beat Top Gun Maverick, though. It's hard to.
Bro, they're gonna have to go all out. Whatever they thought they want to save, ain't no saving. You got to come out with all the guns. You lost somebody prominent. Not even just for this franchise, just in the business alone.
That's what it is. They're able to play with the heartstrings, the drama, and it looks great. And we've only been getting small hints of the action, which looks good. Too, and again, the fact that like, are they gonna? The main thing is like, how are they gonna turn Namor into a good guy? Like, because again, the whole thing is he wants to take over. That's one like, which again you can, but it's one of the things like, are him and Shuri are gonna fight to the point where she's like, I don't want to kill you, and then he'll just like, all right, I changed my mind. I won't take over the world. Like, or is there another enemy that we haven't seen yet?
They already dispelled it. They said,
yeah,
it's the guy above Namor. I forgot. But then it's somebody above him that's been rumored for a while now.
Yeah.
Doom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is supposed to introduce. See, right on time. That's that Cali time. We always, the frequencies. You feel me?
Yeah. So that's the whole thing. There was that rumor like a month ago about like the people like instigating the issue between Namor and Wakanda is Doom. The whole like he's playing puppet master because. Famous for that in the comics with multiple arcs, I believe, right?
Yeah, and then obviously because we got the two movies, the Kang Dynasty coming out, and then we got what's the other one name? Secret Wars? Is it Secret Wars?
Yeah, Secret Wars, yeah.
So it's like, once again, man, hey, I'll leave that for the experts. I know a little bit about comics, but not to the degree they do. But hey, man, y'all thought Thanos or something. Wait till you get a load of Doom and Kang.
Have you been watching She-Hulk?
No.
I
saw Daredevil in it.
Yeah, Daredevil's back this past week. So I saw again. I gotta get to. God, there's just so much fucking shows. We talked about this the other day. I still haven't finished Miss Marvel. There's She-Hulk. I'm behind on season 4 of Atlanta, which they just dropped to get it over with.
And I told you I'm actually interested. I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and I want to watch it too. I'm just saying, like, I'm only really watching House of the Dragon, but that comes on once a week. What was the other thing that dropped that we? The fucking
Ring show.
Well, that I mean, yeesh. But
that's what I'm saying. At this point, it's about to be a movie.
No, Andor, the Star Wars show, is supposed to be really good, and I haven't checked that out yet at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch one episode and see how I feel about it.
But God, there's just too much to watch in too little time. Again, it's football season, like you said, and the NBA is coming back. But you care about the NBA because
Hey, wrestling? Y'all ain't gonna get me talking about wrestling in a week.
Yeah.
Cause boy,
yeah.
It's like I got League Pass 2. It's up. Yeah, I'll talk to you about it off here. So it's gonna be hard for me to watch.
Oh, you got that kind of League Pass? Okay.
No, I got the actual League Pass because.
But you spent actual money on. Oh, it came with it.
No, I actually spent money on League Pass because I'm never home sometimes. So it's like I don't want to miss these games.
Okay.
And then just besides that, it's a lot of games I actually want to watch. I just don't watch my team. I watch other teams, just like with NFL.
Yeah, see, I don't do that. Yeah. Even though the NBA is now at the point where like I would watch a random team just because they have a player or two I like, but like the NBA, when it comes to the NFL, I'm only watching the Niners. Like I ain't watching.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan.
I ain't watching Colts Broncos. Speak on that. That was on the docket. Oh, now you see. Here we go, it's Mr. PC.
No, ain't nothing to speak on. Let's ride.
No, they were flaming. Which joke were you like? That was too much.
Even for me, the Jeff Gordon Senior.
That was Dale Earnhardt, dude.
I'm sorry, Dale Earnhardt Senior. Him, and they saying let's ride, and then Paul Walker underneath it. I said,
"We're going to hell, or we are in hell."
Well, we already in hell. That's besides the point. But it's just the point that Twitter was in rare form that day. It took that to happen for Twitter to go back to its old ways.
Should we feel bad, or did Russell Wilson create himself to be?
He created himself to be that way. He worked himself into a shoot.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to say anything. You see, Lamar Jackson.
I'm not saying with like the let's ride, but like the idea like him being Mr. Family Man.
Yeah, that's his fault.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, who's about to get cashed the fuck out and deserves every penny of it. Yeah. He'll tweak some shit.
I wish it would be the Niners, but it won't be.
Ooh, him on the Niners, god damn.
I know. I'm like that. We just paid Deebo Samuel. We're gonna have to pay Nick Bosa.
I mean, those people deserve it though.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if we could find an extra $400 million.
Hey, listen. If y'all had Lamar Jackson on your team,
we could have drafted him.
That's called a dynasty.
We could have drafted him.
Yeah,
I mean, every team could have drafted him, but I mean, is like that draft they had picked Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, they had already traded for Jimmy Garoppolo, and he had won those 5 games. So that going into that season, they were sticking with because they had just paid Jimmy Garoppolo was the thing. But I'm like, we should have drafted Lamar Jackson as a backup at least. Like,
yeah, if I had man,
because I remember one time I'm like, someone was like, I tweeted that once, and someone was like, he can't throw, and I'm like, can't throw. And this was him in college. I'm like, but he can run the fucking ball. He'll figure out how to throw. Like Josh Allen figured out how to throw. Like some guys will when they're that athletic. Like they'll figure it out.
Hey, it was so bad for him. The joke had me rolling. They said, "Damn, Sierra need to get back with Future." I ain't gonna even tell y'all what Keith said.
It's her fault, to be honest.
Yeah, he got whipped.
He got some good. Saying.
He got some good fire. Respectfully.
You think that's what it is?
She got 3 kids. What that tell you?
I mean, women. You know, I ain't gonna go.
Women. No, I'll say here. Women with kids.
We're not doing this. Goddamn, we're not going here.
Women with kids got the best. Yeah, is he from Broward or Dade County? No matter. He from Miami, so yeah. Oakland is like paradise for him.
We're not doing that.
But nah, he just. I don't want to speak too much on him. It's just like, dog, you work yourself to shoot. He's a Hall of Famer. That's it.
Yeah. No, he's a hell of a football player.
You didn't have to cut all these. You didn't have to code switch every 5 days, bro. Like, you don't need to put your job interview voice on every day, bro, and then switch to your 1970s motherfucking Dolomite voice. Like, just be one way, bro. That's like a lot of y'all Twitter people and a lot of y'all podcast people. You motherfuckers you everything. Saying. You everything but nothing at all. Shit, let me write that down. I'll never write down my quotes.
Wait, what did you say?
You everything but nothing at all.
Yeah, it's what I said. What did I send you a few weeks ago with the John Cena? Look in the mirror, kid.
Yeah. You motherfuckers work yourself into a shoot, then you confused because you split. You the real split. Motherfuckers.
You ain't on. Someone posted the Steve Austin longest yard clip. The one that's good with him being like, but you ain't on B. Ain't you, bitch? That's how a white man runs.
All of them. Everything he said in that movie was great.
No. Nope. You're not going to do the Eel Fam. Won't you pick up that book? Nope.
And the way he had waited to say it.
You think he was being like,
this is my time to shine.
Oh, hell yeah. Like,
when his ex-wife said, he used to say it all the time.
Yeah. When he was not beating her. I mean.
All right, man. Patreon.com.
That's the thing. See? So we got to cancel Steve Austin, right?
I don't care. Cancel him. I'm about to have a conversation later on today with our brother about Stone Cold. This is the only time I'm going to talk about wrestling. Hey, patreon.com/Black Announce Table. Wiretap. Stay tuned. Because he want to. Never mind.
Who?
Today is the Ghost's birthday, and he going to say, if I got to choose out the 3 to take out the equation, I'm going to take out Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero, Stone Cold, and The Rock. I'm taking out Stone Cold before I take out both of them. Eddie Guerrero is undoubtedly. All right. Anybody say anything, I call Keeks on y'all. I'm about to start this call Keeks on y'all.
I don't.
Me and her talked about it. Eddie Guerrero is the greatest of all time.
I don't want to cancel and pick out Eddie. I don't want to pick Eddie Guerrero out, but I also like don't know which of the two to pick between Austin and.
And they said, let me say the totality. They said in pro wrestling, yes, Stone Cold and The Rock have done more. I'm going off resume.
Damn, that's tough. Damn.
Cool, I want to be there. Damn. Bruh, you can't take out The Rock because it's The Rock. He's the biggest star to come out of pro wrestling ever.
It probably would be Stone Cold because of the what?
Low key. I ain't a big Shawn Michaels guy. I'll put Shawn Michaels over Stone Cold.
Last night, my dad was saying probably greatest worker WWE champions were Eddie, Brett, Wolverine, maybe Macho. I had asked Shawn Michaels and he had said, no.
He really hates Shawn. He really hates Shawn. No.
He doesn't like Chris Jericho either. You'd be like, overrated. Overrated.
You should have told me that yesterday when I was on the phone with him.
Yeah. Ask him. Ask him. Yeah. Ask him.
Yeah, I need to talk to him about that. I'm gonna tell Keeks.
No, don't do that.
Right.
I don't want to have a problem with my beloved and my father.
No, because
can't we just have a happy holiday?
No, I'm about to say that because if Big Mike get introduced to Keeks, he might say, "You know what? You're right."
You know what? Yeah.
Chris Jericho is great. You're right.
No, he wasn't slick on Twitter a few weeks ago. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what.
Off air.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll expose the man. He brought me into this world. I'll take him out of this world.
Yeah, we'll talk off air because I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm so serious.
Yeah. You just like the picture there. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, so we'll have another conversation.
I'm like, ma, like
we'll talk off air because we'll have another conversation.
What's your wife think about that?
I'll tell you something off air because he was slick on the IG story one time. I said, all right, I got you.
Oh, is it about you know who? It's always about you know who.
No, several. Let me tell you something.
Is he John? Are you trying to say he's John Cena?
Type shit. John Cena moved like a Cali dude too.
He spent time in California. Don't forget. And that's also that's my theory about Boston being East Coast Bay Area.
Damn. Nah, Boston is.
Remember, I said Boston is East Coast Bay Area and New York is East Coast LA. And then Florida is the whole thing. It's just East Coast California as a whole.
Yeah, because Florida is more so like the OC, but it could be just California.
Or Southeast, I should say.
I might be going to Boston for the first time next month.
Shipping up to Boston.
I don't know what to do besides eat clam chowder and get called the N-word, but
drink some fucking beer.
Good. I don't drink beer. I'm a man. I drink liquor.
Why don't you go over the fucking Star Market and get yourself a Marlboro Red?
I don't know about none of that shit.
But we'll see y'all next time. Every Sunday, live on YouTube. Banks versus Davis. I'm on Twitter at Davis, aka Drip. Instagram, daviscoltondc. Banks doesn't have any social media. He wants to keep it that way. But he does have our Patreon, Banks versus Davis Patreon. We've been dropping stuff frequently at the start. Kind of had a light week this week. We'll be picking up again. We just did. Well, not just did. We should have done. It's my fault. But we'll be doing Wrestling Verse for this month. Up in the rafters, watching Crow Sting cut promos in silence as people cut promos. Yeah, that should be a good time because that's one of your goats, Steve Borden. We also might have to watch some of the stuff he did in TNA, not the Joker stuff, but him doing the. You sent me the one with him and Scott Steiner, Jeff Jarrett when he was like, and door number 1 and door number 2 when he had picked a tag team partner to face them, and it was Rick Steiner, Buff Bagwell, and Lex Luger, until he ultimately picked Samoa Joe. Next week's episode will probably be what will we talk about? Hopefully, we catch up on some of these TV shows that we can talk about.
I'll
So
try my
otherwise,
best for the sake of
Otherwise-
podcasting. I'll try.
Yeah, otherwise we need just news to constantly drop because otherwise we'll be. And we can't go back to 2000s. We just did it. We can't go to the 80s because that's just kind of too far.
I mean, I go back into the 80s.
I could too a little bit.
Like we just talk about cocaine wars. That's all we'll do.
Yeah, but we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Maybe you should have.
Look, maybe I should.
Shut up, Ralph! Shut up!